Hello everyone. We're gonna completely ignore the fact that I have not posted a video in almost 3 years. Anyways, my goal is to become more consistent with this channel. I know I've said that probably about 100 times in the past. Since I've started this channel, every time I've gone inactive, I've always said, guys, I'm really gonna try to be more consistent with this and post more often. Where are the videos? Girl, where? I mean, at this time, as school gets closer, I want to be able to produce more videos and give you more insight of my life, yada, 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 all of that. I also really just love doing video making, photo editing, like all of that kind of stuff. Like, this is the video where I'm gonna like try to get back into like being active. So I'm just gonna like, yeah. But anyways, if you don't know me, hi, my name is Isabella. I am 18 years old. I just finished my first year of architecture school at Kennesaw State University. I own a Depop shop. I will link that down below in the description. All of my socials will be in the description if you want to stay connected, like YouTubers say. And if you're looking to go into school for architecture, this is the video for you. Just finishing my first year, I experienced a lot of things. I feel like I should share them with people who are thinking about going to architecture school but just don't know a whole lot about it yet. Granted, yes, I am only going into my second year, but I feel like first year gave me so much information that it was like, yeah. So much happened my first year, and I feel like right after first year is mainly the year that people drop architecture and switch majors because they realize I'm not trying to do this for the next 4 to 7 years. So this is like the perfect time to do this. I have enough knowledge to tell you guys what I think of architecture school and what you guys should know before you start. So take this with a grain of salt. I'm not lying to you when I tell you any of this. I've got my Yeti cup that I've had for 7 years, and I've got my note card. Y'all should get a snack and sit back and relax because it's about to be a lot. But anyways, let's get right into this. First up on the list, and I feel like this really needs to be emphasized, whatever you do not take 8 a.m. Don't sign up for an 8 a.m. class. Don't sign up for multiple 8 a.m. classes. I can tell you that firsthand. I signed up for 2 8 a.m. classes, one of which was my physics lecture, the other one was my physics lab. My physics lecture was Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and my physics lab was just on Tuesdays every week. You're gonna have people in college telling you before you start, do not sign up for 8 a.m.s, and you're gonna be like, well, if I can do it in high school, I can do it now. How much different is it? It's so much more different. That's exactly what I was thinking at my orientation. I was signing up for 8 a.m.s being like, I did this in high school. I have to wake up early bird gets the worm, and I got this. If only I could go back and slap her straight across the face and be like, you are so stupid. I would do it in a heartbeat. No payment required. Your 8 a.m.s are just not going to work with your schedule. Due to the lack of sleep you're getting, plus your workload, plus all your other classes, you're not going to want to do 8 a.m.s. Because you're already not going to be sleeping enough, you're going to want to sleep in as much as you can, not be waking up at 7 o'clock for your 8 a.m. class. I kid you not, my 8 a.m.s were my biggest regret from my very first semester. I did not sign up for a single 8 a.m. my second semester because of how terrible it was my first semester. Don't experience it firsthand to know that 8 a.m.s are not your thing. Just hear me out and take my word for it. Do not take a single 8 a.m. class. You will regret it within the first month. I promise you that. Second up, money. The amount of money you're going to spend in architecture school is actually ridiculous. Other than the first round of supplies that you're going to need to get to like get started with your classes, there is so much money that goes into your projects. In the spring semester recently, I worked on one project. I spent $150 on supplies just for one part of that. Not to mention, after that one part of the project, I had to do another final model and spend almost $100 to $150 again on that second model. Now that was just one module out of the 3 modules that I had in one semester. I lost count of how much money I spent my first year of architecture school alone already. Small tip, if you have any art stores near you, ask them if they do a student discount or like a store credit card or anything like that, and I promise you it'll save you so much money in the long run. I know that art stores like Sam Flax and Blix will do a student discount, so anytime I go in and I get supplies, I show them my student ID, and if I don't have my ID, I just show them my course schedule and they give me a student discount on my supplies. Also, another thing with the money, don't overbuy on supplies. Before you go to the store for a project, write down all the supplies that you need and get what you think you're going to need. Don't overbuy. There were times where I was buying supplies for my projects, and when I finished my project, I had so much leftover supplies that I did not use for that project or use even after that. So now I just have supplies that I'm not even using. It's better to be safe and buy a short amount of supplies and always go back to the store if you need more, rather than overbuy and now you're just wasting money on supplies that you're not gonna need. There's so many alternatives to materials that you can use for your projects. Like, instead of buying this like foggy, transparent paper, you can use like coffee filters or coffee paper and then cut that out and use that paper as like a foggy, transparent paper. Also, cardboard is going to become your best friend. So many stores that throw out so much cardboard and all these cardboard boxes in the back of their store All you have to do is drive around to the back of the store, take some cardboard, throw in your car, and drive off. Most of the time, they do not have a problem with that. I also heard that coffee stirrers and like popsicle sticks are really good wood alternatives for your projects and work really well. If you are having money problems, talk with your professors and find some alternatives to use rather than going out and spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But in the end, you are going to be spending a lot of money. I will just warn you now, you're going to be spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on supplies. Next up is sleep. You will not be getting any sleep. But then again, don't make that a personality trait. Don't do it. Are you not going to be sleeping every single night? No, that's not the case. There will be nights when you're going to be in the studio and you're either going to be sleeping in a sleeping bag under your desk on the concrete floor, or you're going to be forcing yourself to stay up for 2 days straight trying to finish a project. But at the end of the day, don't make that your personality trait. You will get made fun of for it. You're not the only one who's not getting sleep. Granted, I kind of did that my first year. I was like, oh my god, I'm such an architecture student. I'm not getting any sleep. Oh my god. It is such a terrible studio culture, like, known thing to like not get sleep. It is so terrible. I will just warn you guys now, if you're not used to pulling all-nighters, you might as well start practicing at home. You will be pulling a lot of all-nighters because these projects are so heavy and you get such little time to do them. Within my first semester, I pulled over 30 all-nighters and I had around 60 energy drinks. And then imagine me pulling an all-nighter 2 days in a row and then having to go to my 8 a.m. class that I'm already struggling in. That's so cute! Yeah, so that's another reason why you don't want to do 8 a.m.s is because you're going to be pulling so many back-to-back all-nighters and staying up late and you're not going to be able to even stand up straight, and then you're going to have to go to 8 a.m. class. Girl, you're going to skip that class so much. I know I did. Sorry, mom and dad, you did not hear that one. This all falls down into a time management category that I'm going to touch on later. So my first semester, I pulled almost 30 all-nighters. My second semester, I only pulled 2. The thing with all-nighters, don't pull an all-nighter before jury. My juries have lasted 4, even 5 hours sometimes, and it is so hard to sit there trying not to close your eyes after pulling an all-nighter a day or even 2 days in a row before your jury. Plus, it is going to drastically affect your performance. When you go to stand up and your brain is not fully rested and you don't have a clear mind, your performance will go downhill really quick. I promise you that. I firsthand experienced that not only once but multiple times. Going into the second semester, I made a goal for myself to sleep before every single jury review that I had, and I had 4 of them and I got sleep before all 4 of them, and my performance between the first semester and the second semester was a huge difference. Long story short, you will not get sleep. Try your best to prioritize your health and your sleep as much as you can whenever you can. All right, next point. Your teachers will become your best friend. I always try to make it a habit of connecting with my teachers more than I connected with like fellow students in my class. That got me so many opportunities. Because I got so close and connected with my first semester studio professor, he personally asked me to be a TA for his class in the fall semester for first year students again, which is a paid job. So I will be paid to help first-year students again. Your teachers will give you more one-on-one time and more personal help if you show that you care about the course content, what they have to say, their critiques, their analysis, everything. Being friends with your professors is one of the best things that I've ever done. I got connected with so many opportunities. Your name is definitely going to get out there across the department and people are going to start recognizing you. At the end of the day, it is so much more helpful getting information from someone who has a degree in what you want to do than from one of your friends who's like, I don't think that looks good. They don't know what they're talking about. The other person does. So you might as well listen up. Next topic, I'm going to just add a small little note. Plan your pinups the night before or even days before if you have your stuff done. There is nothing more stressful than walking up to your pinup an hour before. You have about 20 plus papers plus multiple models that you need to figure out how to strategically plan out. You don't know how to plan it out. Then it's down to the last 2 minutes. Your jury is sitting off to the side and you're still standing on a ladder trying to pin up all of your stuff. It is so freaking stressful. In my second semester, I made it a point to plan out my pinups, whether that was drafting it on a notebook paper or physically laying out all my papers on the floor in the dimensions of the board that I was given, taking a picture of it, having that sketch and bringing it into your pinup and then pinning up exactly how you plan it out. It also looks good to your jury when it shows that you know what you're doing, you feel calm, you feel in control, rather than running around like a chicken with its head cut off. So if possible, if you have your stuff done before a jury, take the extra couple minutes to plan it all out. And I promise you, not only is it going to save you stress and time, in the end, it's going to come out so much cleaner than trying to frantically pin it all up and then you're not happy with it anyways. Next up is time management. This is a huge one. I feel like I've kind of already touched on that here and there throughout this whole video. Figure it out early on in the year so then the rest of your years are so much easier. Come down to a schedule that works for you. Sign up for a certain amount of classes that you know you can handle. Grab a planner, make a to-do list, write out everything you need to get done, check it off as you go, and I promise you it'll make it so much easier. If you do not have good time management, you will drown in architecture school. The more you can sleep, the faster you can get your stuff done, the easier it's going to be in the end, and that's just a common fact. Next topic. This one is a question I get asked a lot by either my friends or random people I don't know, but I always get asked, and like one of the common questions is that do you need to be an artist to go into architecture school? Absolutely not. I am a prime example. The year before I started architecture school, I was a competitive gymnast for 14 years. I blew out my ACL in March of 2022, and I was basically forced to quit the sport that I thought I was going to do all throughout college. I had 3 D1 offers. My main goal was to continue gymnastics in college on a full ride scholarship and then major in something like athletic training, kinesiology, physical therapy, orthopedic surgery, etc. I wanted sports to be my life. Once I was forced to quit gymnastics, I literally had no backup plan. I bounced around from wanting to do like marine biology to criminal justice to fashion design, and I finally landed on architecture. The only way I knew that I wanted to do architecture school is because I signed up for a summer workshop. Not having drawn a day in my entire life, I sketched up a chapel that's in Savannah, Georgia. I sent it in as my application for the summer workshop in Vermont, and lucky enough, I got accepted. I went to this architecture workshop that lasted about 2 weeks, and I fell in love with architecture. After that workshop, a year later in summer of 2023, before I started school, I actually did a summer workshop at Kennesaw State before I started school at Kennesaw State. I have never been involved in art at any point in my life. My whole life was sports. So at the end of the day, no, you don't need to be an artist to go into architecture school. And the best part is, if you don't have any of that artistic ability before architecture school, you will learn it in your first semester. First semester is basically dropping everything down to the basics. Learn how to use a pencil properly, how to do charcoals, how to do perspectives, how to do architectural font. They basically drop everything down to base 1, and you start from the very beginning. So if you don't have any artistic ability, just like me going into school, trust and believe that your whole first semester is going to be everything from the very, very basics, and they're going to build you up. That is basically my whole list. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments. I will definitely respond as best as I can. I still have 4 more years of architecture school to go, and I have so much more to learn, but I am so very grateful for the experiences that I've had so far. If you're wondering what schools you would like to go to for architecture school, I will put a list right here of the best architecture schools in the United States based off of some research that I've done. I go to Kennesaw State, so I am a little biased, but Kennesaw State has a great program. It is a 5-year accredited program, and it is the only accredited program in the whole state of Georgia. So that's all for this video. I'm definitely gonna try to stay as active as I possibly can. Don't take my word for that, but I will try. Anyways, I love y'all so much, and have such a great day, and thanks for watching my video. Bye.